So your views dropped, not gradually, overnight. You uploaded a video, it got a few hundred views in the first 24 hours, and then it just stopped. And you did what every creator does. You went to the comments, you went to Reddit, you went to every creator forum you could find, and someone told you the same thing that they tell everyone. You've been shadow banned. And I'm here to tell you, that's not what happened. And the truth of what actually happened is, well, it's actually much worse. Because at least if YouTube was secretly hiding your content out of spite, there'd be nothing you could do about it. You could just move on. But what's actually happening means it's on you. And once I show you the mechanism, you're never going to look at your analytics the same way again. Let's kill the Shadowban myth right now. A shadow ban in the traditional sense means a platform is secretly suppressing your content without telling you. And I want you to think about that for a minute from YouTube's side. YouTube makes money when people actually watch videos. That's the whole business. Every single second of watch time on the platform is revenue for YouTube. So the idea that YouTube is secretly hiding your content from people who want to watch it, it just doesn't make logical sense. YouTube has absolutely zero financial incentive to suppress a video that people actually want to see. What YouTube does instead is something completely different. And it's something they've been transparent about, buried in their creator documentation that almost no one reads. YouTube runs every single upload through what they call a sample phase. They show your video to a small test group, and I mean small. We're talking maybe a few hundred people, and they measure how that group responds. Not just whether people click, how long they watch, whether they come back to YouTube after watching your video, whether they click off immediately, whether they leave a comment or engage in any way. And based on that tiny sample, YouTube makes a decision whether to keep pushing your video or to quietly stop showing it to anyone new. That's not a shadow ban. That's a performance gate. And here's the part that changes everything. That test group they show your video to, you chose them. Not consciously, but you chose them. So here's how this actually works and why it matters so much. YouTube doesn't show your video to a random sample of people. They show it to people who look like the existing audience that you chose. They use your channel's historical data, who has watched your videos before, how long they watched, what else they watched, and they find a group of people who match that profile. It's like a lookalike audience. So if your channel has been around for a while and the people who historically watch your videos are low engagement viewers, people who clicked, watched 30 seconds and left, and then that's the audience YouTube is going to use to test your new video. And you're sitting there thinking your new video is your best work, you spent more time on it than ever, the hook is better, the editing is tighter, but it doesn't matter because it's being shown to an audience that was trained by your old content, not to engage deeply with your videos. This is the thing nobody talks about. Your channel has a reputation, not with the algorithm as some mystical entity, but with the actual data. YouTube has thousands of data points about how people behave when they encounter your content. And every video you upload gets evaluated against that history. So when creators come to me and say, I've really stepped up my quality, but my views keep dropping, that's almost always what's happening. The content got better, but the audience signal didn't change because the audience being tested is still the one that was built by the older, lower quality content. And there's a second layer to this that makes it even more brutal. It's not just about the audience YouTube tests your video with. It's about the thumbnail and title signal that the video sends before anyone even clicks. YouTube's system is looking at your title and thumbnail, and it's asking what kind of person clicks on this. And then it cross-references that with the kind of person that actually stays and watches this type of content on this channel. If those two things are misaligned, if your thumbnail promises one thing, but your content delivers something different, or if people who click don't match the people who historically stayed, the system reads that as a bad signal and pulls back on distribution. This is why you'll see sometimes a video gets 800 views and then completely flatlines. And another video on a smaller channel with worse thumbnails gets 50,000 views. It's not luck, it's signal coherence. The second video sent a clear signal to a specific audience, and that audience responded in a way that told YouTube to keep going, keep pushing. So here's where it actually gets worse than a shadow ban. If you were shadow banned, the fix would be simple. Start a new channel, move on, clean slate. But what's actually happening is that your channel has built up what I call a dead audience layer. These are people who subscribe to you at some point, maybe your first few videos, maybe a video that randomly blew up. Either they stopped watching YouTube entirely or they just stopped caring about your content specifically. And here's the brutal part. YouTube keeps trying to show your new videos to these people first because they're your subscribers. The algorithm thinks logically that the people most likely to want to watch your new videos are the people who chose to subscribe to your channel. It makes sense, right? But if those subscribers don't engage and dead subscribers don't engage, then every new video you upload is walking into a test with the worst possible audience. Your subscriber count, which you worked hard to build, is actively working against you. I've seen channels with 10,000 subscribers get fewer views than brand new channels with 200 subscribers. And this is exactly why the 10,000 subscriber channel has 8,000 dead subscribers, dragging down its initial signal. The 200 subscriber channel has 200 people who just subscribed recently, are still actively watching. A shadow ban would be one video, one penalty. This is semantic. It compounds over time and it gets worse the longer you ignore it. So, what do you actually do about this? Well, fix number one, stop making videos for your subscribers. Yeah, I mean that. Start making videos for a stranger who has never heard of your channel. That sounds counterintuitive, but here's what it means practically. When you're in the research phase for a video, you should be asking, what would make someone who has never seen my channel before click this? Not what would my existing audience enjoy, because your existing audience, the dead layer, isn't clicking anyway. Your title and thumbnail need to be optimized for cold traffic, for someone who has never, ever had a relationship with you. No loyalty, no context, because that's the only way to start pulling in a new, fresh test audience that doesn't carry the dead weight of the subscriber history. Fix number two, deliberately design your retention curve. Remember, YouTube isn't just measuring whether people click, it's measuring what they do after they click. So your first 30 seconds needs to be engineered specifically to keep the kind of person who would click your thumbnail watching for longer than they normally would. If someone clicks a video called YouTube isn't shadow banning you, they'd expect to learn something that contradicts what they already believe. So the first 30 seconds needs to immediately start delivering on that promise. Don't do a long intro. Don't tell people what you're going to tell them. Just start telling them. The hook I wrote for this video does that. It puts you in the moment of the pain before it even explains what the video is about. All right, fix number three. Accept that some videos are going to be sacrificial. When you make a significant shift in your content direction, your first few videos in that new direction are going to perform below average. It's just going to happen because you're still fighting against your historical signal. We've experienced this. But each one of those videos that gets decent engagement, even if the view count is low, is slowly updating YouTube's picture of who your channel is for. Think of it like this. YouTube has a mental model of your channel, a profile built from hundreds of thousands of data points, and you're trying to rewrite that profile. You can't do it with one video, but you can do it with 5 or 6 videos that consistently send a new coherent signal. The channels that come back from this, and they do come back, they almost always describe the same experience. They made 5 or 6 videos that felt like they were talking into a void, and then suddenly one of them broke out. And after that, the next ones started doing better. But it's not luck. It's the profile update. YouTube finally has enough data to start testing those videos with a different audience, and the different audience responds differently. Here's what I want you to take away from this. The Shadowban narrative is comfortable because it gives you an enemy. It says the platform is against you and there's nothing you can do. But the framing keeps you stuck because if it's YouTube's fault, then the only solution is to wait and hope. The real situation is harder to hear, but it's actually good news because it means you have levers. You can change the signal your content sends. You can change how you design your retention curve. You can start pulling in a fresh audience layer that doesn't carry the dead weight. YouTube is not suppressing you. YouTube is reflecting you. It's showing you exactly what your content signal has been telling it. And the moment you change that signal consistently, deliberately, over the next 5 or 6 uploads, you're going to start seeing a completely different response from the platform. If this clicked for you, the next video to watch is the one I made about why YouTube stops pushing your content after the first 48 hours. Watch that video next, and I'll see you there.